I think I'm best positioned to advance our America First agenda, take it even further than Trump did, but also unite the country in the process. I think we live in an interesting moment today in the year 2023. I think it's a 1776 moment. If you want incremental reform, there are plenty of other candidates who promise to offer that. I stand on the side of revolution, the American Revolution, reviving those 1776 ideals today. When it comes to shutting down the administrative state, restoring 3 branches of government rather than 4, declaring independence from our enemy, Communist China, reviving national pride in the next generation, growing the economy, I think I'm the candidate best positioned to achieve these things because I'm delivering on my own vision of how to actually accomplish them. And that's why I'm in this race. I think there's only 2 candidates who matter in this Republican primary. That's President Trump and myself. I went from 0.0% now to polling 3rd nationally, 2nd in one national poll that came out last week. So I think very soon this is going to be a 2-horse race between Trump and myself. I think the question is this: who's going to actually take our America First agenda even further? I think he was a good president. I agree with many, if not most, of his policies. But the reality is that about 30% of this country suffers from psychiatric illness when he's in the White House. People start to disagree with policies they otherwise would have agreed with just because he's the one advancing them. And my question is, for the Republican base, is who's your actual loyalty to? If it is to this country, then ask who's going to advance that agenda even further. I've said I would secure the southern border not just by building the wall, but by using the U.S. military to secure the southern border. I'm achieving more than Trump did with our own shared agenda to put this country first, but at the same time uniting the country in the process. I think the way we get to national unity is not by compromising on our principles. I think it is about being uncompromising about the principles that set this nation into motion 250 years ago. Principles like self-governance over aristocracy. Principles like the pursuit of excellence and meritocracy. The idea that you get ahead in this country, not on the color of your skin, but on the content of your character and your contribution. 25% of kids, sadly, of all skin colors are born into fatherless homes in the United States of America today. Those kids are 8 times more likely to end up in jail, in poverty. Those kids are more likely to suffer from mental health disorders later in life, to underperform in schools, regardless of what race they are. Now, let's actually take a look at the racial disparities. It's upwards of 50%, 40+% of black kids born into single-parent households. For Asian American kids, it's single digits. That's what explains the difference in achievement, not systemic racism. That's the problem we need to fix. To be clear, in each of these instances, made very different judgments than Trump did. I wouldn't have handled those documents in the same way. I would have handled January 6th very differently had I been in the White House instead of him. But a bad judgment, even a very bad judgment, is not the same thing as a crime. And when we start to conflate the two, I think that is a dangerous precedent for the political weaponization of police power in this country. And I think that's going to take us in the wrong direction, closer to a national divorce, when I actually want to lead us forward to a national revival. Because there's something fundamentally un-American about using racial quota systems. I think the same comes to securing the southern border. Most Americans are on the side of actually doing it. So when you look at my top policy measures for this country, I think more Americans are actually united around the basic principles. And that's why I'm confident we are going to deliver a Ronald Reagan-style mandate, an electoral mandate, a landslide like Reagan did in 1980. That's what I'm delivering in 2024. If that was the Reagan Revolution back then, it's the Ramaswamy Revolution this time around. I'm confident that's exactly what we're going to deliver.